lot of amazing coaches on Gary Patterson's staff. TCU's Josh Doxson is one of 3 finalists for the annual Bolitnikoff Award. For the 4th straight season, TCU's women's soccer leads the Big 12 in attendance. TCU women's tennis will open up its spring season January 6th. You can watch the Horned Frogs take on the University of Oregon Ducks on January 2nd in the Valero Alamo Bowl. After suffering a tough loss to the University of Texas, TCU women's volleyball looked to bounce back on Wednesday. I'm Betsy Lauritzen, and this has been your TCU Sports Report. There are a lot of amazing coaches on Gary Patterson's staff, but there's one in particular that puts the faith in TCU football.
I am the TCU FCA Life and Character Coach, and what that consists of is doing life with us students here at TCU. Some days I'm a pastor, some days I'm a friend, some days I'm a mentor, some days I'm a coach. But in short, what that really consists of is just really coaching the hearts of our student athletes, helping them to grow in their relationship with Christ, helping them in their performance, helping them to, just to see what's going on in life, helping them to make good decisions, career decisions, life decisions, relationships. It is doing life with student athletes here at TCU.
Like the numerous athletes he coaches, Chauncey himself found Christ's path for him during college.
While a GA coach there, I met now my future wife who invited me to church, and that church is where I gave my life to the Lord. Just when I was coaching, felt like God was calling me in a different path, and He opened up the door for FCA and been with Fellowship Christian Athletes for 12 years now and almost 6 years here at TCU.
Perhaps the most important role he plays is not on the field, but in the home as a father.
I've been shocked as how intriguing the students are, man, to want to be a part of that, to know my kids, to know my wife, and really even with the football guys, I've been shocked at how often they ask me, how are your kids doing? And I've had several, guys over the years say, they didn't have a dad, they didn't have a family that looks like my family.
At the end of the day, the one thing he strives his athletes to remember, God is involved in it all.
Sports, we learn so much about God. I think we learn how to fight through adversity. I think we learn how to push through our pain. I think we learn to appreciate teamwork and develop character and develop faith. And so when I see students performing at their highest level, I always tell them that is our way of telling God, thank you. Thank you for the talents that you've given me. Thank you for the gifts that you've given me. That, man, that we take the talents and that we give our best, that's the way that we glorify God. And so when I see them doing that, when I see the guys, all the football players, run to the end of the field before a game and bow down and saying a prayer, to me that's huge because they don't have to do that. And sometimes, a lot of times I take notice of other teams, but it's neat to see what God is doing here at TCU.
For TCU Sports Broadcasting, I'm Betsy Lauritzen.
I'm Betsy Lauritzen, and this is your TCU Sports Report. TCU women's soccer played its second conference game of the season, playing host to the Cowgirls of Oklahoma State. The Frogs dominated the Cowgirls in the entire game. The second goal of the game came off the foot of junior forward Michelle Prokoff. With that goal, Prokoff became the 6th all-time leader on the scoring list with 21 career goals. The Frogs defeated the Cowgirls 3-0 and remain unbeaten in Big 12 conference play. The Horned Frogs travel to Morgantown, West Virginia to take on the 14th ranked West Virginia Mountaineers this Friday at 6 p.m. After suffering a tough loss to the University of Texas, TCU women's volleyball looked to bounce back on Wednesday against the University of Oklahoma. The Horned Frogs took an early 2-0 lead, but found it difficult to put away the Sooners, who have yet to be shut out all season. With the help of senior Ashley Smith with 15 kills, the Frogs were able to clinch the 5th set and send the Sooners packing with the 3-2 win. The women's volleyball team prepares to travel to Lubbock, Texas to take on the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. The football team returned home in a battle of the horns against the University of Texas Longhorns. In another high-scoring performance for the Frogs, true freshman Cavante Turpin put on a highlight reel, including this 49-yard touchdown from quarterback Trayvon Boykin. The Frogs defeated the Longhorns handedly, 50-7. The Horned Frogs travel to Manhattan, Kansas to take on the Wildcats of Kansas State. You can watch the game live at 6:30 on Fox. I'm Betsy Lauritzen, and this is your TCU Sports Report.